Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, hope you're all having a fantastic day and looking forward to 2021, which hopefully is going to be better than this year, at least maybe in the latter half. Lads potentially are on the horizon, other things as well. There's light at the end of the tunnel, let's just say that. So yeah, hopefully things are going to improve from here on out. But today, I want to talk about something which I'm sure a lot of people would like as a Christmas present, that being Standoff being added into the game. There's been a lot of discussion these last several days really, the fact that, okay, Raid was added back into Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Why do we not just have standard maps that every single year in competitive are added into the game, right? And maybe, okay, there is some issues with Infinity Wards versus Trek, the fact that they don't necessarily own the intellectual property of each other's maps, but every Trek game, why do we not just have these maps coming back consistently into public matches, into competitive play? I understand there is some problems with that. Obviously, we like to have new content, but a map like Raid is so good for pubs, it's so good for competitive. Why isn't it here every single year? And why aren't some of the other maps that came back from previous titles also here every single year? Intrigued to hear your thoughts in the comment section on whether you think this would be viable, whether this is something we should go down, because you could certainly argue these last couple of years the maps have fallen off the pace from the kind of maps they were releasing back in 2012, and even well prior to that, to Black Ops 3 in 2015, also had some corkers. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new. As always, I'd greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. This came out from Attach a couple of days ago. Did we really play a CoD that had doors in it, or was that a bad dream? We played in a CoD that launched with no minimap, who let Infinity Ward make another game, and to think that this time next year we will probably be back under an Infinity Ward title. And if that is the case, what exactly is it going to be? As Kevy Skills tweets out a few days ago, it gets announced that the next Call of Duty is Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2, of course made by Sledgehammer originally, but who knows, right? Things could change up dramatically. But whatever the game is, we would love to see, in my opinion, some throwback maps return to each title, because playing on Raid in this game has been just far and away a much more enjoyable experience to me than playing on like any other map that is in this current title, and especially for competitive as well, playing game battles and stuff. Raid has just been fantastic, and well, I would love to see, frankly, some old maps from previous games. Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, maybe adaptations are required to bring them into the new game, but I think that would improve the game dramatically, and a lot of people have been talking these last few days that that is something that they would like to see for future CoD games. As Parasite says, old maps are good because the entire map was used during the game for whatever a play may be. There were only a limited amount of positions you could play, which made having to finesse harder. Nowadays, the game finesses for you because there are 100 corners and obstructive lines of sight. Basically, on Raid, you cannot hide from me, and I think this is so true about a map like Raid, that every part of the map is useful, everything has its purpose, even like back jungle near like the laundry side, I think it's the C flag, that actually has a purpose in the map, right, that area of the map. A lot of maps you see nowadays, even made by Treyarch and in this most recent game, they have so much, well, pretty much irrelevant space that isn't used. Like, why is that there? I don't know if this is just a design decision that Activision has pushed to make it things more like Warzone, I don't really know, but well, it's certainly something that you've seen these last few years, making maps with, as he says, 100 corners, obstructive lines of sight, things that don't make too much sense. Whereas Raid, everything has a purpose, everything makes sense, and well, it's just beautiful to see. And there's some other maps like that as well, namely Standoff, for example, from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. And as Ake says, Raid being a map makes scrimming infinitely more fun. Just bring all the Black Ops 2 maps back. And this is something they'll potentially do in future titles, or maybe even make a competitive specific game many years down the line, almost like a CoD Mobile, but actually can be played on PC and console, with all the best moments and all the best things from all the different games coming together. Yeah, certainly there's a very good argument to say that, okay, every single year we switch up the weapons, we switch up the, the utility, the way the game feels, the engine and stuff like that, but in theory you could just keep the maps the same, or at least a core set of the maps the same, have like 3 or 4 maps or whatever that are, well, transfer every single year's Call of Duty that are, well, core to the map set, and then we could have a number of, well, other peripheral maps that come in that ship with the game, right? But certainly something I would love to see. Like, we could have a really awesome map set every single year if, like, Raid was always in the game, Standoff was always in the game, maybe a couple of other maps, then every single year there was like 3 or 4 maps that shipped with the game, then come in as well. We have like a 7-8 map pool, and then the pros can veto and decide what they want to play and all this type of stuff. I think that'd be fantastic to watch and probably to play on as well. And well, as Hook says a few days ago, make sure you'll peep this. Wanted to share a couple of minutes from this podcast with Hector talking about this possibility, the fact that they would love maps to come back every single year in the title, and I think that would be a huge step in the right direction.
These maps that are not only iconic but legendary maps that keep on coming back, like Carrington has shown up in Call of Duty like more than any other map remake. Like, these maps are good maps. What if next year the devs said, you know what, we get it, we're not going to be as good as we were in the past, not only because not because we lack the imagination, but we lack the time in the life cycle of Call of Duty. And every year because this game makes billions of dollars a year for a company that's supposed to be making money for their investors, which is the public who invest in them. We have a responsibility to our investors to make sure that we're capitalizing on everything. But why not bring back some of those maps? Like pick 5 maps that you would want to play right now. Right? I'll start it off with Raid. Obviously, Raid's a good comeback.
Yeah.
What else would you bring back?
Standoff, Warhawk. I mean, I'm a little biased because I didn't play the old CODs, but yeah, Solar from AW.
Yeah.
Solar was a goatee map. The 5th map, that's a tough one. Either between like Express or
Express was fucking great.
It was S&D. Yeah, that map was sick. And then honestly, I would pick Express. Like that was a good S&D map. Like
imagine this world, okay? Counter-Strike has been around for how long? Do you think? Like, give it a shot. 20 years?
Something like that, yeah.
And they play the same maps over and over. Sure, there's been a little tweaks to the map, but imagine if competitive Call of Duty, right? The way that the hoop is 10 feet high, the same way that we have those rules, the same way that there's 100 yards on a football field, right? What if we made them those sort of commitments to the competition of the game and said, if it's league play or if it's CDL, we're only going to play these maps. And these maps are a culmination of 10 years of incredible game building in the past, just brought to the future, right? Every casual player that wants to play the new maps can play the new maps. Warzone's there for you. And pro players, if you guys want to go play pubs and play the new maps, you can go do that. If you see a map that could work, let's bring it into the rotation, but let's not go away from changing the way that we're creating these this competitive environment. Let's just stick to the top 5, right? This will always be an S&D map. This will always be a hardpoint map. This will always be this sort of map.
Yeah,
forever. You know what I mean? Like
that would
forever.
be nice. I'm not gonna lie, that would be nice.
Or give us 4.
How would that happen though? Like, you actually believe that could happen?
Yeah, I do. Look, the one thing that I've learned about the league this year, about Call of Duty, is that once you actually assign resources to that.
But it must be said that not all players agree that Raid is like the be-all, end-all, best map of all time. As Hangy says, I thought April Fool's was in April. Raid is so bad, I would rather play Hackney, says Paul X. It's not living up to all the gas it's got, which, fair enough. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Maybe some people don't necessarily want maps from old Call of Duty games to come back. They prefer the new ones. Totally a valid opinion. As Bryce says, I'm not saying the original designers of Raid deserve a raise, but Black Ops 2 was released in 2012, 8 years of technology, practice and experience, and it is still the best map in COD more in 2020. It's absolutely glorious. As Niall says, the way they go about designing the maps has changed. They still have the ability to make maps like they did before. As Bryce says, look, the maps will always be a product of the times. I just love how it plays even now. Bring back Standoff. So, of course, Standoff, a quality map from Black Ops 2 as well. Raid, Standoff, Slums, Meltdown. This came out from Breaking Point on the 17th of November, long before the actual announcement came that Raid was coming to the game. And it does make me wonder, right? Okay, Raid came into Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with Season 1, Season 2 coming out, I imagine, sometime next year. You'd think they'd go down a similar route, right? And okay, they brought back a traditional Call of Duty map. They also introduced another one. So, if they're bringing back Raid, the logical next step is to bring back Standoff, right? Because it happens in, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, when they released Raids, that they had like a Raid remake called Empire, and they had a Standoff remake as well. I forget exactly what the Standoff remake was called, but that came back in the game as well. And is it possible that they bring back Standoff? I would say it's actually pretty damn likely that it happens at some point. But what could that mean for competitive play? If Raid is now in the game, it's now going to be in the competitive rule set, it's going to be in the CDL rule set, all the pros have been scrimming on it and stuff like this. But let's say Season 2 comes out in something like March, we're a couple of, maybe we're like 2 stages into the season, so it's a 5-stage season then plus the World Championship, maybe we're 2 stages in, and then we have a change to the map set or something and Standoff comes into the game as well. And it's interesting to me what direction this could take in future titles, because let's say in 2 years time the next Trek game comes out, whatever that might be, are Raid and Standoff coming with the game? Are they going to come down the line just as they have done here? Are we not going to get them for a while? Like, these are legendary Call of Duty maps, which are probably the 2 best maps I've ever played on for public matches and competitive. I'd love to have them come back. It actually makes pubs enjoyable to play to a degree, and competitive is also fantastic as a result. So certainly these maps, Meltdown obviously was a search and destroy map, Slums was great for hardpoint and capture the flag, so those are 2 maps which could potentially come back, but Raid and Standoff to me are core. You could even look at Black Ops 3 as well and say, okay, a map like Fringe, a map like Stronghold, for example. I absolutely loved Stronghold. Maybe that map could be changed to a degree to make it work for boots on the ground. That's certainly arguable. And as Kevy Skills talked about earlier, if things go to jetpacks again, if Advanced Warfare 2 comes back, are they going to bring back like Biolab? Are they going to bring back Solar? Like, it'd be really cool to see, right? Because those maps were phenomenal back in the day. Maybe I think Solar was Dr. Disrespect map that he made or something. So pretty cool stuff to see. But yeah, certainly I think that every single year they bring out new maps. The new maps aren't the greatest. There's always question marks around how the spawns go. If you were to bring back like a core set, even if it was just Raid and Standoff, every single threat game, Raid and Standoff come with the game, and I think that would make everything a lot better, because public matches would be fantastic, competitive would be awesome, and well, the spawns on this map, even though they might still need some tweaking, are pretty much as they were back in the day, right? And we know that those maps would play great for competitive, and we know they'd be enjoyable for public matches, so it's kind of a win-win in my opinion. And then we can add some shipped maps into the game as well, because every single year, the question is always there, these maps aren't the best, and well, it has been the question the last couple of years. The game might play fantastic in terms of the movement mechanics, and the weapons and the gunplay, but if the maps aren't great, as they really haven't been these last couple of titles, then well, it really does affect the quality of the game, and Raid coming into this game has stepped it up significantly. I'd love to see that in future titles as well, and maybe we could do a similar thing for Infinity Wars, if well, if something could be worked out there. But hopefully they're not bringing back some Petrograd. That is well, not a map I want to be playing again anytime soon. And well, as Trek says, look, for Season 1 they brought Raid in, for Season 2, what will they bring in? Is it possible they bring back Standoff? I would say it's a pretty high degree of likelihood, to be honest, right now. As Kenny says, just to finish off the video, these hackers in prop are disgusting. Thought this is a funny clip to well, finish off the day with. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Merry Christmas again, happy holidays, all that good stuff. Hope you're enjoying your day so far with the family or without, because it's well, certainly been a strange year on all accounts. But yeah, thanks for watching the video as always. Take care, and I will see you next time.
Yes, sir. It's wild. You people, let me see this spotlight. This is literally the best spot in the game. Bro, fools be hacking or something, bro.
It's the timing.